Have you been affected financially by COVID-19? Well, fear not, there is financial help available. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what programs are available, who are eligible, and how to apply for these benefits. What's up everyone, it's Carson here with RE/MAX City Realty, helping families build equity one home at a time. On this channel, we talk about everything real estate related, from how to buy and sell real estate investments, market updates, all the way to introducing new properties for sale in Greater Vancouver. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing so that you can stay up to date with the latest content we release every week. Now let's get down to some serious business. What programs are being offered and by who? The first financial relief program I want to talk about is from the federal government. This is called the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, or short for C.E.R.B. It offers workers and self-employed $2,000 a month for up to 4 months to those who have lost income as a result of COVID-19. This covers Canadians who have lost their job, are sick, quarantined, or taking care of someone who is sick with COVID-19. It also covers parents who must stay home without pay to care for their children. C.E.R.B. would apply to wage earners, contract workers, and self-employed individuals who would otherwise not be eligible for employment insurance. If you'd like more information on how to apply, click on this video up here, or I will leave a link in the description below. The next is GST Credit. The Government of Canada is offering a one-time special payment to Canadians. This payment will be available by early May through the GST tax credit. The average boost to income for those benefiting from this will be close to $400 for individuals and $600 for couples. This measure is meant to inject approximately $5.5 billion into the economy. Now let's talk about child benefits. The maximum annual Canada child benefit payments for 2019-2020 have increased by $300 per child. The overall increase for families receiving child benefits will be approximately $500 on average. These families will receive an extra $300 per child as part of their May payment. And this measure will deliver almost $2 billion in extra support for families. For seniors with registered retirement income funds, the minimum withdrawal has been reduced by 25%. So for example, if you're age 70 and under and have $100,000 in your RRIF, as of January 1st, 2015, you would have to take out a minimum of 4%, which equals to $4,000. With the new reduction, you would now only have to take out $3,000. As RRIFs can be quite complicated, I would advise you to talk to your accountant or financial planner. However, if you would like more information about this, I will put a link in the description below. There's also support for businesses and employers. Previously, the federal government has announced a program called the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy. This program originally offered a 10% wage subsidy to employers, but they have since increased it to 75% for a period of 3 months. So what does this mean to employers? It means that eligible employers who pay salary, wages, or taxable benefits to employees between March 18th and March 19th can reduce their payroll remittances of federal, provincial, or territorial tax by the amount of the subsidy. This excludes trusts, certain partnerships, nonprofit organizations, registered charities, or Canadian-controlled private corporations that are eligible for the small business deductions. Another financial relief program the Government of Canada has introduced is called the Canada Emergency Business Account. With this program, small businesses and not-for-profits will be able to receive interest-free loans of up to $40,000. This loan will help cover their operating expenses during a period where their revenues have been temporarily reduced. Now, because I have a corporation, I have a business account with Royal Bank, and I received an email containing some of the details of this loan, and here's what they have to say. This loan will be funded as a revolving line of credit. Businesses will have until December 31st, 2020 to repay the loan. After December 31st, 2020, any outstanding balance on the line of credit will be converted into a non-revolving 5-year term loan maturing on December 31st, 2025. At that time, the balance must be paid in full. No interest will apply until January 1st, 2023. Commencing on January 1st, 2023, interest will accrue on the balance of the term loan at a rate of 5% per annum, and payments will be made monthly on the last day of each month. However, if you pay 75% of the balance on or before December 31st, 2022, the remaining balance of your term loan will be forgiven. So for example, If your balance is $40,000 on January 1st, 2021, and you repay $30,000 on or before December 31st, 2022, the remaining $10,000 will be forgiven. Now, this is just information I received from my bank, so it may be different with yours. Your best bet is to check with your bank directly or your account manager. In order to qualify for this loan, organizations will be required to demonstrate that they paid between $50,000 to $1 million in total payroll in 2019. I'm sure there are more specifics to these details, but for now, this is all that has been provided by the federal government. Next is income tax deferral. For both individuals and businesses, the Government of Canada has extended the deadlines to file and pay any income tax owed. For individuals, they have until June 1st, 2020 to file their taxes and September 1st, 2020 to pay any amounts owing. For businesses, they can defer payments until after August 31st, 2020 for any income tax amounts that become owing on or after March 18th, 2020. If you'd like more details about these programs, I'll leave a link in the description below. For the province of British Columbia, which is the province that I live in, there are also financial relief programs. But first, I want to quickly remind you that although BC is now in a state of emergency, real estate is considered an essential service. So if you're looking to buy and sell real estate, it is still possible. And if you'd like a full list of all the essential services, I'll leave a link in the description below. For childcare, there are many options available for parents who are receiving the Affordable Child Care Benefit, parents who are essential workers, as well as temporary funding for childcare centers. But in the interest of time, I will leave a link in the description below if you would like more information. Just know that if you are a parent, there are options available for you. For students, if you're currently repaying your student loan, the loan payments will be frozen for 6 months until September 30th. And the Government of Canada has also paused student loan payments until September 30th with no interest. The provincial government has also introduced the BC Emergency Benefit for Workers program. This is a one-time $1,000 payment for people who lost their income because of COVID-19. Now, in order to be eligible, you have to either receive EI from the federal government or the new C.E.R.B, which we just talked about. Applications for the one-time payment will open soon. In addition to the $1,000 payment, the BC government will offer a one-time enhancement through the Climate Action Tax Credit for moderate to low income families. This will be paid in July 2020. So what does this mean? It means on average, an adult will receive up to $218, increased from $43.50 previously, and a child will receive up to $64, increased from $12.75 previously. Tenants and landlords also have to note the new changes to the Residential Tenancy Act. BC Housing has temporarily suspended eviction and rent increases to tenants. This means that landlords cannot increase rent during the state of emergency, nor can they give notice to end tenancy for the following reasons. Now, there are exceptions to these rules, so I'll leave a link in the description below. I know you might be asking, what happens if a tenant does not pay rent on April 1st or the months after? Well, according to the provincial government website, tenants should, quote, pay rent whenever possible. Tenants facing difficulty as a result of COVID-19 should consider all assistance that is available to them, including funding available from provincial and federal governments, and the new temporary rent supplement, which will be available in April. A tenant who has not paid rent could face eviction once the state of emergency is over. So if you're a tenant and you can't pay a portion or any rent at all, you should probably inform your landlord right away. In addition, you should probably make arrangements to apply for the rental supplement that is being offered by the provincial government. The supplement offers $500 that will be paid directly to the landlords. And yes, I know $500 is not a lot, but it's still better than nothing. But just remember, if you're a tenant, this is not a game. Just because you cannot be evicted at this time does not mean you don't have to pay rent, even if you're able to. I would tread very carefully if you're thinking about trying to take advantage of the situation. The provincial government has stated that there will be serious consequences for those who purposely avoid paying rent. And second, your landlord may be relying on your rent to make the mortgage payments. If the landlord cannot make payments and the banks foreclose on the property, then after the state of emergency has ended, you might end up being evicted one way or another. Now, I know what you might be thinking. But Carson, aren't the banks offering mortgage deferral payments to those who are affected? And yes, this is true. but it's not without a catch. And the catch is, most banks will be charging interest on top of the principal and interest payments. Yes, you heard me right. Interest on top of interest. And who will bear the cost of this interest? Well, the landlord will initially bear this cost, but whether or not a landlord can go after a tenant in court to seek reimbursement for these interest charges has yet to be seen. But my guess is, if you're purposely not paying rent, then it won't look very good in your favor. So do the right thing and pay rent if you can. And if you really can't, let your landlord know in advance. Try to discuss options with your landlord to work something out. Another important note to take here is, landlords, if you're in the process of selling your home and you have served notice because the new buyers required vacant possession, your order may not be enforceable. New notices cannot be served and old ones may not be enforceable. So what do you do in this situation? Well, I'd probably advise you to talk to your realtor, and he or she would probably advise you to seek independent legal advice. I would imagine that it would open up a whole can of worms if you had already made a commitment to the buyers and now they can't move in. So talk to your realtor right away and don't forget to seek legal advice. If you're a tenant and you were given this notice, yes, you can probably stay, but you should let your landlord know right away. This will allow the landlord to make the proper arrangements. For businesses in BC, the provincial government is offering certain taxes to be deferred, delayed, or reduced. This one is pretty straightforward, so for the interest of time, I'll just leave a link in the description below if you'd like to know which taxes are affected. In terms of municipalities, because each city has different rules and ways of helping its residents, it's probably best to check with your local municipality by going to their website or calling in to see what type of financial support your city has to offer. BC Hydro is also offering a few different financial relief programs. The most significant one is their announcement to halt all service disconnections for non-payment of bills and reduction of electricity rates by 1%. As far as I know, this will be enabled automatically, so there's nothing you need to do. They will also offer a COVID-19 relief fund. This program is intended to deliver support to you if you've lost your job or income. The relief fund provides you with a credit to your account to reduce your bill. The credit will be equal to 3 times your average monthly bill, and you won't have to pay back anything. The application window will open next week and you can apply until June 30th, 2020. Now, in addition to the relief fund, BC Hydro is offering a COVID-19 customer assistance program. This program gives you the option to defer payments or arrange a flexible payment plan. There's also a customer crisis fund grant, which is a one-time grant for residential customers who are dealing with financial hardship from job loss, illness, or loss of wages. The crisis fund is mainly for those who are in arrears with their payments, so if you're not in arrears, you might not qualify. I would encourage you to check with BC Hydro directly to see which of these options work best for you. Next is mortgage payments. As I previously already mentioned, financial institutions as well as CMHC are willing to work out flexible payment deferral options if you have been affected. Again, the most important thing to remember here is that your bank will most likely charge you interest on top of your principal and interest. So be very careful about requesting a deferral because you might end up paying more than before if you didn't really require it. For the most accurate information, I'd recommend you talking to your account manager or giving your bank a call. This way, they can let you know how long you can defer your payments and how much interest would be charged. And don't forget, cable and utility companies like Shaw and Telus are also offering deferral or flexible payment options. So if you really need help, give your service provider a call and see what they have to offer. For car companies, if you finance or lease your vehicle through your car dealership, most car companies are also offering some sort of deferral payment plan. Check with your car dealership and see what they can offer. And of course, ICBC is offering monthly payment deferral for up to 90 days with no penalty. You can give them a call at the number below or apply online. So those are the major relief programs being offered to help support Canadians from all different levels of governments and service providers. Question of the day: do you think the governments are doing enough to help Canadians? And what are some changes that you think the government should make to improve on the whole COVID-19 situation? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We will be releasing new content weekly. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.